a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's date is May 9th, 2026. You know what? I almost said 1956. I can't tell you what happened even with my memory, I can't tell you what happened on May 9th, 1956.
I'm shocked.
But anyway, that's the way it is. And this is show number 42.
Yeah.
And I did mention the date. And I'm going to start out. Last week, I talked about the voting rights thing. But I'm going to save that because something else happened that's very absurd. Today is going to be absurd happenings.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. In this National Hockey League playoffs, and I've been talking about it, the different formulas they have, such as 3 versus 4 in the first round. And I said 3 should go against 14 and 4 should go against 13. And now number 3 is at home. Now I'm going to take this one step further. What's happening now? You look at the Vegas Golden Knights, who's number 15, and the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, which is not even number 16, it's number 18.
Oh, wow.
Now, why is it number 18? It's number 18 because 2 teams in the East, Columbus and Washington, both finished ahead of the Mighty Ducks. So that makes a quarterfinal round of 15 against 18, and one of these teams is going to make it to the semifinals.
Okay.
I mean, this is about as absurd as anything anybody could possibly imagine.
And for the numbers guy, you pay attention to this weirdness.
Well, I do pay attention to this because when I was in the 8th grade, that was my first year on the varsity wrestling team. And I asked the coach in the tournament how my opponents were determined. And he explained the number system. And through that, I was so interested in it, I became a bracketologist.
Yeah, it just clicked in.
It clicked in. Like the water with Helen Keller, if you remember that.
Yeah, the miracle worker.
The miracle
movie
worker.
with Patty Duke.
And I can't understand stuff like this because it's so absurd. How is it that number 18 is still alive? And here's the deal with this. One of these 2 teams is going to play Colorado in the next round. So you will get your 118 or 116 matchup in the semifinals. This should take place in the first round.
Yes.
All right? And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this,
Or even a numbers guy.
or even a numbers guy. This is just simple common sense.
Yep.
And these commissioners, these stupid commissioners, what they do, why they make mistakes like this, is because they feel that divisional championships, you play your division too many times as it is,
Yeah.
and then they stick you with your divisional playoffs uh in the first two rounds. And I tell you, over the years, if you're a Boston fan, one of the teams you really hate is Montreal by nature, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because they're always so good and beat Boston.
Yes, so
I heard all the years I've known Mike, I have heard a lot about Montreal and how crummy they are.
how they cheat and
Yeah,
um,
many years.
yeah. And I even said a few weeks ago, when I had a subject about teams that cheat, one being Colorado, another being Carolina, Oklahoma City. Well, guess what? They're all going to be in the finals.
Well,
So, I mean, I guess that figures, right?
it figures.
So anyway, that's issue number one.
Okay.
Issue number two, very crazy, very strange. I'm in the process of looking for a piano teacher. And I've been talking about this for actually years.
I was going to say years. Yeah.
And over the course of that time, haven't even had the piano tuned in a few years. I had
Next Wednesday.
kidney stones
Yeah.
and bladder cancer.
Yeah, that kind of
And
takes you off the piano.
yeah, they wiped me out. So I haven't been practicing, and went through a list, and they called the music store. Now, how do you figure this? The gist of it was there's one piano teacher in the state of Florida, and he's booked up. Well, here's the deal with that. If there's one teacher in the state of any state, that teacher is going to be booked up
Yeah, common sense.
forever. All right. But the first opening that comes up, you'll get it. Well, first of all, I don't believe that'll ever happen. And so then they give you a phone number to call. If you're looking for a piano teacher, we call that phone number.
And I only got a machine and said, well, there's no openings in the school until this summer unless you're a violin teacher. Well, this isn't what Mike wants. He doesn't want to go to a school, sit in a class to learn how to, he needs someone to come over.
And I'm not interested in taking violin lessons anyhow, even if that had been the case.
I know.
Uh, and I mean, the point I'm getting at here is do your research, for gosh sakes.
Yeah,
And, that number should never be given out
I
for
know.
piano lessons.
I know.
All right.
Yeah, he had no understanding of the situation. But we are going to see the piano tuner who, like, I don't know how long ago he gave me that list, but all the other numbers are wrong. They moved or changed phone numbers or whatever. So there's only that one that was left that actually answered the phone, and he's all booked up.
And here's the deal with this. When I was living in California, I had piano lessons at a music store.
Yeah.
And it was a store, they sold instruments, and uh, they had teachers working at that particular store. and I got a very good teacher from
Oh,
that
that's great.
store. He was one of the most amazing musicians, and I'll tell you what he used to do, and I don't know anybody else who could do this. He'd take a piece of music, and he said, "I never saw this before, and let me try to play it." He'd take that piece of music, and he'd play it as if he'd known it all his life. It was
Yeah,
just through
yeah,
sight reading,
just
hands
amazing.
together. It was so amazing
Yeah, he was impressive.
that this guy was able to do that. I don't know if I ever met anybody else who could do that.
No.
You know, when I learn a piece, I gotta practice it. I gotta
Yeah,
practice the
one
right
hand at a
hand, I gotta
time.
practice the left hand before I can't just take a piece of music that I don't know and start playing it hands together. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the piano story.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna go into this thing that's been on the news. The voting rights. And I think it was Hakeem Jeffries was talking about it. And if I'm wrong about who it was, I owe Jeffries an apology. But I think it was him. And the gist of it was this: uh, we've got to change our voting laws. Because if we don't change our voting laws, we're going to lose the country. And there has to be a criteria for people to vote. First thing they should do, they gotta when I was a kid, the limit was 21. Now I will tell you, I was a smart kid. I always looked ahead, but when I was 18, I was not qualified to vote. Um, what I would do is I'd vote the way my parents voted
Mhm.
because I didn't know any better when I was 18. And now I study the politics and try to figure out who to vote for. But at that time, I didn't know. I wasn't qualified to vote. And when I was 18, they wouldn't allow me to vote anyway. But 18 is too young.
Well, they're saying if the army and the air force and the whatever want them to lose their lives at 18, they should have the right to vote to see. But I think that's what started at 18.
I think it is too. And they
Especially
actually
Vietnam. That's what was happening when we were growing up.
and they start this out, well, maybe the voting age and the drinking age should be the same. But then if you were gonna do that, you're gonna start drinking at the age of 18?
A lot of
And
places have 18 is okay.
I know they do. So anyway, and here was the gist of what he said. He was talking about this thing that the Supreme Court came up with, racial districting. Now, there should be no such thing as racial districting.
And they said there shouldn't be. The Supreme Court, right?
The Supreme Court said there shouldn't be, but you can't discriminate either. So, which sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
But through that, the Republicans in the South are able to gerrymander. Now, what gerrymandering means, you change the districts so that you get more people from your particular party
Represented?
representatives in the
Okay.
House,
All right. I
especially.
get it. All right.
Now,
I wasn't quite sure about that.
the Democrats have gerrymandered all of New England, Illinois, California, Washington, Oregon. And my personal opinion is that gerrymandering should not be legal. It's manipulative, but how are you gonna once you
Oh, hey, we're going to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. We'll be right back.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And when we left, I was talking about this thing that Jeffries came up with, which we should not have that kind of districting. The thing is, what I think we should have in all cases, whatever you do, is a merit system.
Yes, I think
A merit system is based on not the color of your skin, but your qualifications. And one of
I think you should have a voter ID too.
yes, and I don't know what's holding this up.
It's in the works, though, I think.
The voter ID thing is being held up by the majority leader in the Senate.
Oh.
And I saw this on the news the other day in the state of Minnesota. And they asked all the Democratic politicians about voting laws. And they all had one thing in common, and that was that dead people should vote. So, in other words,
crazy?
No, I'm not. I heard it.
No, I don't say you're crazy. I think they're crazy. Dead people should vote. Come on.
Dead people should
I
vote
think
because
citizens should vote.
dead people will vote for them, not dead Republicans, dead Democrats. And if we don't have voter ID,
Yeah, didn't your cousin? She got from her mom that died a while ago. She got a voter mail-in thing.
yeah, and that was California, and
Oh, that is alive and well.
so we know California, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Minnesota, New England states. We know in all those states, and I don't know about New York, but we know that dead people are voting in those states.
Well, they should have voter ID.
And the way they do it is they give you a ballot. You get a ballot and you fill it out. There's no name on the ballot.
Well, I think you're supposed to have a signature.
I don't believe there is. But I know Laura was talking about most of these ballots. They don't even have a name on them,
Oh, that shouldn't count then.
but they count them.
Wow.
And what I think is going to happen, I think the Democrats will take the House and the Senate,
Oh no.
and that they're going to bring in the illegals and give them amnesty. And then once that happens, they'll vote for voter ID, because once these people get amnesty, they could vote. So that's what I think is going to happen. But in order to avoid it, we have to end this war in Iran, and we have to get voter ID in every state.
Yes, I agree.
But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing,
Okay.
and I know I got a lot of time left here.
Well, I mentioned about Dutch Sheets, and I really liked this true story he told, and it touched me too. He had a problem when he was a kid, that his father was a preacher, and he got another girlfriend. So the head of the church kicked his father out and the whole family, and they were living in the house that was connected to the church. So that guy, Dutch, hated him. Ooh. And he decided he's not even going to church. But then God touched him and said, "This is what you need to do. Whenever you think about that guy," I'll just say his name is, I don't know, Sam. Sorry, Sam. But anyway, any name, because we don't know what his name was. So say to yourself, when you think of him and you feel that resentment coming up, say, "I choose to release Sam for all he did to hurt me." Every time you think of him, say that in your heart. And then, of course, God, with his great sense of humor, he and his wife, he's always started to go to church with his mom again. And of course, his dad left with that girlfriend. But he and his mom went to church. And then after church, they went out to a restaurant, and there was Sam with his wife.
Oh my
Ah.
gosh.
Now, before that, God touched him and said, "Every time you think of Sam, say that I choose to release Sam from all he did to hurt me." Because he did that over and over a bunch of times, of course. Sam said, "Oh, why don't you join us?" So he and his mom joined Sam and his wife, and he didn't have any resentment. Not that he would ever want to plan that again, but God was testing him, and no resentment. He had meal with them, and everyone was polite, and that was that. And so Dutch Sheets was able to go on and be the great preacher he is now. And he does have a show on YouTube called Give Him 15, and we listen to it 5 days a week. It's great. I love it. So, and this I got from our Quiet Time book. It said, "A Christian is not one who works for the Lord, but one whom and through whom the Lord works." I love that. We are not to speak for God, but to yield our tongues to express the thought God has implanted in us. I love that. And in our daily bread today, it said, one sentence I underlined: "We're not vulnerable." Yeah, we are most vulnerable to let down our guard when we are at ease. Yeah, he's talking about this one guy who came home from war. He was just got a desk job, and he started getting involved with the computer, the website, and then he realized he wasn't on guard in the war. He was on guard. He's ready to fight. He's ready, looking around, what's around. But when you're relaxed and just fooling around with games on the computer or talking to people, you're not on guard. So be on guard. Then I got this new Passion Translation, and I I really like it. It just talks common sense. It's not thee and thou and stuff. So this is Ephesians verse 11. And don't even associate with servants of darkness, because they have no fruit in them. Instead, reveal truth to them. That sounds good. So be very careful. This is the awareness and be on guard, okay? So be very careful how you live, not being like those with no understanding, but live honorably with true wisdom, for we are living in evil times. And we are. And that's why I think we have to be on guard, because there are dangers. There are dangers that can slip slide just as easy as some candy. So that's what we have to watch out for. Resentment. Some people like to chew on resentment like candy, but no. If you think you're better and you're judging people, that can slip slide in you, and a bad spirit can get in you, huh, Mike?
Yep.
There's evil around. We have to be on
And there's
guard.
tons of it, and it's multiplied.
I know. Well, Satan knows his time is running out, so he is attacking in every which way. And he wants to grab you every which way but loose. So, Mike,
I don't know.
no, not us. We got to stand clean, clear. So, anyway, that's it. I really like that story about Dutch and how God does have a good sense of humor. I agree with that. Some funny things happen to us that we know. Oh, that was definitely God wink. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done.
So, what am I gonna do with the rest of my life?
Yeah, Mike is getting healthier, I'm happy to say. But
Well,
he was so energetic, he did not have a good
I did
sleep.
not. I think I slept. I took a nap yesterday afternoon,
Yeah, that's probably wrecked it.
and maybe it was too long. But when I went to bed last night, I wasn't tired at all, and
Aw.
I kept tossing and turning. I think I slept 1 hour last night, and not because I wasn't comfortable or anything, but it was crazy. Just couldn't. I had too much energy,
Hmm.
and I think what that means is I'm needing less sleep
Good.
and I'm getting healthier.
I love it.
You know, I mentioned earlier about the 3 years of kidney stones and the bladder cancer that almost killed me last June. They don't see any evidence of it returning.
Yes.
So when I went to the hospital last year, they got it all out,
Yes.
and it hasn't returned, and I'm feeling better. And I wish I had a music teacher.
It's
But
coming.
anyway,
I
uh,
believe it's coming.
I don't know what to believe, because
No,
this
just
is
hope.
this is so crazy. I don't even know how to interpret it. And so anyway,
Yep.
that's where we are with that. And let's see, we're getting close to
Yeah, we're going to a break, guys. This is the Nancy and Mike show, and we'll be right back. And then Mike will think of something to talk about. Take care.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike show, and I think I did say this is number 42.
Yep.
And one of the things that I almost forgot, and I almost forgot it because it no longer has any relevance to either one of us, and that is tomorrow is Mother's Day. And people who see Mother's Day as relevant, I hope they have a good day tomorrow.
We both had really nice moms.
Yes, we did, but they're no longer with us.
And Mike and I, when Mike was when you were 26, he got insight from God and 10 things. And
21.
When you were 21?
Yeah.
Oh, 21. And one of those was no kids. So we knew before we even started dating, those were the rules. So we never had kids.
Well, here's the deal with the 10 things or any qualifications you may have for finding a mate, whether it be
Before you get married, you should discuss this. And we did.
a husband or a wife or whatever the case may be.
Huh?
We're not talking for everybody. We're talking for individuals.
Yeah. So
And
not a blanket thing.
it's not a blanket thing. It's good for me, but it may not be good for you, for somebody else. And one of the things, no animals or kids. Well, I was heavily involved in my career. Now, my career consisted of running races, and traveling long distances to get to those races,
And tournaments,
wrestling tournaments,
track and field.
things that, what are you going to do if you got a baby at home? Who's going to take care of that baby? Who could you trust?
And we weren't close to our parents, either one of us.
And then, yeah, and it's, for me, it fits.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for anybody else what fits or what doesn't fit. But for me, it fit because if Nancy is, if somebody is coming over and Nancy's going to make something, well, I can't go to the store and pick it up. But the guy can while the wife is cooking in most situations. But in our situations, Nancy has to pick the food up and then bring it home and make it. I can't do that. So you have to think of Part of the problem is we live in a sighted world. And so certain things come as a result of that. And my my career and God were number one and number two. It was uh,
God first.
God first, and that's how it had to be. And so when you do that, in my situation, no animals or kids. That was one of the things. And when I had the 10 things, they were so vicious that people told me to give it up, that nobody will ever make that. I had one cleaning lady
Oh, I love that little lady.
who said, "Don't ever give that up. It's from God." Well, I never did give it up
And I never,
because I,
I want to
I
brag about it. I
you
made
know,
it.
one thing I was not going to get involved with was second best. And sometimes people will do that, and they feel like the clock's running out or something, and you figure, well, I can't get the best, so I'll settle for second best. That was never me. I never wanted second best. When I wrestled, I wanted to win every match. I wanted to win every tournament. Now, I didn't do that, but that was my goal was.
Right.
And so
But we have a thing, it's not who's right, but what's right.
a-
And if we both want God's will and what's right, everything works out.
and that works.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, that works. And so that was the deal with this. And
It doesn't bother me when people tell us Happy Mother's Day. It's fine. And I wish mothers, I hope they have a nice Mother's Day. And I wish their family that they'd be nice to the moms. I read one thing that the husband did all this good stuff for the mom, took her out to eat and did the stuff around the house and stuff. But when the most important thing that made her feel happy was the next day, it was the Sunday, and he got up in front of the church and said, "What a nice wife she is, and a good mom," and he really appreciated her. She was so happy about that. That even beat the going out to a favorite restaurant. That's sweet, huh?
I don't know what beats me going out to my favorite restaurant, especially without running anymore, no wrestling anymore.
That's one of your biggies.
I'm losing all these things that I
No.
used to have that
But we both like eating.
I can no longer do because of my age. But you can always eat.
Yep. Can always
And
eat.
anyway, enough for Mother's Day.
Okay.
And one of the things that we did last Tuesday, we went to a restaurant with members of our church.
That was fun, huh?
That was the highlight of my week.
Yes.
And I know what to get there. When you go to a restaurant enough time, you know what your favorite thing is. And
good Christian talk, talking about different things that history of their lives and our lives, and it's good conversation.
and one of the things that they have tomorrow is 9:30 muffins.
Muffins for moms. Well, neither one of us like those big, thick muffins. I like teeny little muffins, but anyway, we're not going.
Well, yeah, and sometimes the muffins tend to be
Yeah,
too thick, and as a result, they're too doughy.
yeah, that's
And
why I don't like them.
I like my food burnt,
That's for sure.
even muffins.
Yep.
So I mean, that's I don't want to go there and have doughy muffins or doughy pancakes
We
or
need to get
doughy
going
French
early.
toast, and it takes us 2 hours to do all our thoughts.
Well, we do read the Bible, and we have, some of the stuff I get for the show is from the Thoughts of the Day, our daily bread, and stuff like that. Quiet time book. So
And
it's important for us.
in order for us to get everything done by 9:30, we have to get up around 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
By the time we have
no,
breakfast, and I'm not interested in
no.
that. And also tomorrow
Yeah?
is something I talked about recently on the radio,
Ping pong balls?
the ping pong balls. Yeah. Who drafts where?
Uh,
And
is that the NBA?
it's the NBA.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know that's a
So
big thing for you.
I'm not going to watch the game, but I will watch the ping pong balls. And, the trouble with basketball is it's too predictable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if part of the reason
They need more
people
suspense.
there's cheating going on. Maybe the referees are betting on some games or whatever. But for me, it's just too predictable. I don't want to turn on a game and know who's going to win before the game starts. That spoils the whole deal. And so anyway, I'll watch the ping pong balls, see who does what. One of the things I heard, it
What?
was a rumor
Yeah?
about the Celtics trading Brown.
No, he's good.
He's, we don't know what the deal with Tatum is going to be because once people start getting hurt on a regular basis, they're
Yeah.
always hurt. They're like Embiid.
Yeah, I was going to mention Embiid.
And for the 76ers. And
Today he was great.
the other day he was great, but then he hasn't played. It's their tomorrow's the end of their season. No Embiid against New York.
Oh, forget it then.
So I mean,
Predictable.
I
It's
told
predictable.
you. Remember, I told you that whoever comes out, there was a game last Saturday,
Uh-huh.
Boston and Philadelphia. I didn't know who was going to win it. They were my two teams.
I know.
But I did say whoever came out of it, New York could be blindfolded.
Yep.
That's not the kind of stuff I'm interested in.
Then there's the predictability again.
Yeah,
Where's the excitement?
there isn't any, and I can't watch that kind of stuff. It's not interesting for me. It's like if you were Nancy is into mysteries,
Yeah, I do. I like mysteries.
and if you know 5 minutes, the mystery solved. What are you gonna do for the next hour and a half when you know all the details and who did it? And
Well, I like Elsbeth. Even though at the beginning you see who the guilty one, then it seems gonna pretty near impossible to figure it out. But Elsbeth does.
but the thing about that is, even if you know who committed the murder,
Yeah. How you
you
gonna
want to
solve
find out
it?
how they
Yeah.
solve it.
That's the part I like.
So that becomes the mystery, not who did the killing, but how they solve it.
Yes.
So at that point,
Well,
there
like
isn't.
Miss Marple, they're so complicated that you're thinking, well, I better see it again. I wonder where she got this clue or how did she figure that one? So some of them, when they're so complicated, like Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple, I don't mind seeing them over again because it's challenging.
It is. I can't keep track of all
No,
that stuff.
no, it's
There's too
complicated.
much going on for me. And one thing I'm noticing in the baseball situation, the Red Sox actually won a few games. They swept Detroit,
That's good.
and the Yankees lost a couple of games. They got slack yesterday, and which, of course, you all know I'm rooting for the Yankees
Yes,
now
I know you are.
because Boston is tanking.
But it's still good to see Boston win.
Yeah, it's and what I heard yesterday is that so far in baseball, Boston has the toughest schedule in the league.
Oh.
And that could be a reason why they're off to a bad start. Plus, they got a bunch of injuries.
Well, we're going to a break. We'll be right back, guys. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And I did mention the date earlier.
Yeah.
And boy, I don't know. Today is just, these days are going. And when we left, I was talking about,
Boston was doing better.
yeah, they were doing better.
Baseball.
And of course, the Dodgers are still head and shoulders above everybody else.
You?
Yeah, well, they're playing Atlanta now. So you think
Atlanta's good.
Atlanta is second place. The Dodgers have the third best record.
Uh-huh.
The Cubs are number one, believe it or not. And the Cubs have won something like 9 or 10 straight.
But why are they so good now?
They're hitting, their guys are hitting, and their pitchers are pitching. Everything seems to be falling right for them. And it might be good if the Cubs would be number one, because
Yeah.
if the Dodgers are number one, it's going to be a total wipeout. And the other day I was watching this thing, and they were talking about the American League, and they said out of 15 teams, there's 2 good teams in the American League, Tampa Bay and the Yankees, and the rest of them stink. But what are you going to do? Of all the 13 teams that supposedly stink, which one that's playing below its capability is going to rise up and play much better as the season goes?
I don't know. Who do you think would?
And
though?
I was
do you
interested.
think?
I was interested
Did
in
they
the
say?
question. Yes, they did.
Oh, who they say is
They
gonna get
said
better?
Seattle.
Oh, okay.
And before they answered the question, I was thinking Seattle myself.
Cool.
So
So they might be right.
to me, I see they might be right. If you look at the standings, especially in the American League West, and you see it's not Oakland anymore, it's Sacramento, who eventually will move to Las Vegas. I don't know if I'd want to play in Las Vegas when it's 120 degrees, but
Yeah, I know it's 105 in Arizona
it's
today.
105 at nighttime.
Well, I don't know what time they get
Well,
that
it's a game
105.
time. These temperatures they give you, they're game time temperatures.
I've been reading the temperatures for my coffee.
So, and I like that. So
Okay.
7:30 at night, 105 degrees.
I
No,
know,
thank you.
we've been there when
We
we
know
lived
what
in
that's like
California. We lived in the desert.
for more than 40 years.
Yeah, so
The Bible talks about 40, the number 40 all the time.
no.
And we got a taste of it. And
Taste.
I don't know why we're still here after all that, but
Oh, I remember one time I was walking a short distance with a sandstorm, and it was just, I was like, trying to catch my breath. You know,
what was it like? 1 block?
yeah, it was less than a fourth of a block I walked. But I had this navy blue sweat clothes on, and you could see there's gold dust in that sand because the sand stuck to my clothes had sparkled gold in it. Yeah.
And I remember that day, the wind was blowing like 105 miles an hour. And
And those,
and you actually get sandblasted.
I know, you close your teeth and you feel the grit in between your teeth.
Yeah, because that is so fine
No.
that even if your mouth is closed, that stuff has a way of getting in there, and
Ah,
it's it's a thing I'm glad to be away from.
yeah.
And of course, I, unlike most people, love the humidity.
Yes, and we got it today.
And yeah, but
It went out this morning.
it's good today.
Mhm.
And I like to see 70, 80% humidity.
Yeah.
And it's
I think
interesting.
you're part fish.
Yeah, well, if you knew how much fish I ate, you would understand why I was part fish. But anyway, I like that kind of weather. And anyway, that's where we're at with that. Uh, maybe I am a part fish. You know what it reminded me of? Remember that movie we saw about that girl that was part fish, and was it a mermaid or some
Yeah.
kind of?
Flash.
Yeah, I
It
think
was a
that's
fun
what
movie.
it.
I like that movie.
Boy, I could identify with that. But they claim that fish is supposed to be good for your brain. So
Well,
uh,
I think your brain's very capable. Even though you're so sleepy, you're doing this show.
yeah, and last Thursday, I got a call from an old friend, musician,
Oh, I know. I was impressed with your conversation with him.
Harry Taylor,
Yeah.
and we were talking about when we met. Well, we met May 1st and 2nd, 1999 at a recital,
He can just pull it out of his head like that.
and
I had no idea what
so
year.
Harry was 22 and I was 52, and he just turned 49. His birthday was May 2nd.
He's a
And
sweet guy.
so I'm glad that I was able to. He was thinking about it. When did we meet?
Well, hey, we're going to meet you again next week, hopefully. So thanks for listening to our show and take care, guys. Bye bye.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.